What's going on, you guys? It's Andy. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to talk about Khamzat Chimaev. So, the Robert Whittaker-Khamzat Chimaev fight, obviously, last week got canceled due to Khamzat Chimaev being violently ill. That was Dana White's words. He was violently ill. And I'm just looking at all the past fights that Khamzat Chimaev should have had. He should have fought Leon Edwards. He should have fought Paulo Costa. He should have fought a multitude of different fighters. And, he's only fought a few times in the past couple years. And, in 2020, in the pandemic, that's when he was brought into the UFC. And he made a big-time stamp and, was fighting consistently. He was known to be, like, a consistent fighter and, literally fought in back-to-back fight nights. And now he is a guy who never fights once a year at best, even if, there is a possibility that Khamzat Chimaev might not even fight this year. He has been contemplating retirement due to all of the injuries that he's had and due to all of the problems that he's had throughout, the past couple of years. He had COVID, I believe, one time, and that was one of the reasons why he didn't fight Leon Edwards. I think that fight was booked like 3 times on 3 separate occasions, and obviously one of the times that he should have fought him, that he was supposed to fight Leon Edwards, is, Bilal Muhammad stepped in, and then you saw what happened there. This is such a tragic career. I mean, I think that if he calls it quits, which I don't think he does, but I don't know all the semantics with everything that's going on with Khamzat. It seems like he can't fight in the United States because he hasn't fought in the United States. Has he even fought ever in the United States? Actually, I think he has probably. Okay, let me take that back. But, I mean, we can't be doing this only once a year. It's not good for Khamzat Chimaev. You have to be active in the sport. I'm not saying that you can't take a lot of time off and come back better than ever, but only fighting once a year is not a great thing for Khamzat Chimaev. Especially now since you have guys like Israel Adesanya is probably going to get the next title shot against Dricus du Plessis. I believe that's been all but confirmed. Israel Adesanya, I think, made an Instagram post about that. And, you have all these guys who are active in this division, and you have Khamzat Chimaev only fighting once a year. He's the only guy who was in the top, probably, I don't know where he is in the rankings, but, top 10 guys in the middleweight division who is not necessarily all that active. And a lot of guys are passing him up for these title shots. He probably should have already got a title shot in this division, but since him not fighting anybody, he hasn't got that title shot yet. And if he would have fought Robert Whittaker, who knows? Maybe they would have gave him the title shot next after, Israel Adesanya faces Dricus du Plessis. Not saying that he deserves it over Sean Strickland, because Sean Strickland definitely is deserving of another shot at the title because he took a guy in Paulo Costa who he really didn't need to fight, because it was a very close fight between Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland. He could have definitely waited for his next shot, but he took a risk and fought a guy, Paulo Costa, who I believe was not even the top 5 in the rankings, in the middleweight rankings. And, he won his fight, and now, it is his opportunity next. Probably he will face the winner of, Dricus and Israel Adesanya. But let's get back to Khamzat Chimaev. This is such a disappointing career. A person who could possibly be, an all-time great, in my honest opinion. He could have been. If he stayed consistent, if he was able to continuously fight and be, an active fighter and fight 3 times a year, who knows what his career could have been. This is definitely one of the big what-ifs, the biggest what-if in UFC history. I think you look at Khamzat Chimaev, and he's definitely one of the biggest what-ifs. Zabit was another guy to me who was a big what-if, but, I mean, he just took a whole different route. It wasn't because, I believe, of injuries and stuff like that. I think it was mostly because a different career path. But Khamzat Chimaev, you can tell that he loves fighting. This is what he does, and this is what he loves. And he could have definitely made so much money and definitely been one of the biggest names in the sport, and he kind of is. He has a huge following on social media. People love Khamzat Chimaev, but you look at it now, and I think right now, if he isn't able to fight his next fight, I think you have to cut him. There's no reason why you keep him on the roster and keep him in the rankings. He's not and I understand he just fought like literally less than a year ago. But if he can only fight outside of the country, outside of the United States, right? And you're only fighting once a year. I mean, what good does that do you? Really? Like, what good does that do Khamzat Chimaev if he's not able to fight in the United States, which I believe that is to be the case. I'm not 100% sure if that is, like, to be the case. I don't know why he doesn't fight in the United States, but that's besides the point. You know, a lot of people say that he's banned. I don't know. But what's the use if you're only fighting once a year? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, what about Conor McGregor? Conor McGregor only fought once in 3 years. Conor McGregor, before all this, you know, this stuff has been going on, Conor McGregor has been able to fight from 2013 to 2016. He was fighting consistently. And Conor made himself into the biggest name in the sport. Obviously, you're going to wait for a Conor McGregor pay-per-view. Khamzat Chimaev is not at the level of Conor McGregor, okay? Khamzat Chimaev, yes, is he definitely a big name in the sport? Absolutely, but he is not Conor McGregor levels. Conor McGregor has made a name for himself. It was consistently fighting from 2013 to 2016, right? And now you look at Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev, I mean, in 2020 was able to fight consistently, but then after that, 2021 and 2022 and 2023, only fought, I think, once a year, maybe twice, I think, 1 year, if I'm not mistaken. That's just not enough. The consistency is not there. And, you know, for Conor McGregor, let me go back to Conor McGregor for a second. The reason why Conor McGregor was supposed to probably fight again in 2020, but then the pandemic happened, and they had him wait a year to fight Dustin Poirier. And then he fought twice that year, and then he had a big-time injury, and that took him out of the game pretty much throughout the entirety of 2023, and he's been supposed to fight in 2024, and obviously that fight got pushed back, and it seems like they will have that fight later on this year, I hope. We can only hope that that fight will happen between him and Michael Chandler. But Khamzat Chimaev, man, how many more times are we going to give him the benefit of the doubt? And with all these things that's going on, I mean, and we look at his career, he definitely, to me, has one of the biggest what-ifs in UFC history if he's never going to fight again. Because now he's contemplating retirement. It's just horrible stuff. I mean, I feel bad for him because, I mean, I saw the pictures. He was, like, in a hospital bed. It seems like he was in horrific, like, pain. I don't know what the severity of it is. And it just seems like, you know, that it's just horrible for Khamzat. And I feel for Khamzat Chimaev, but it's time to have those conversations. You know, does he fight anymore? And does the UFC cut him? I don't know. I think we give him another chance, obviously. Hopefully he's able to recover from this horrible sickness or illness. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Khamzat Chimaev. I will give you guys a predictions video for the Robert Whittaker fight that he does against... I even forgot the name. The guy that he's fighting. But anyway, that's besides the point. I'll give you a prediction for that video, and probably tomorrow or maybe later this week. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with another video. Peace out.